It took a little bit to get the old FWD started. You might notice that there is a miss in it. It's only hitting on 5 cylinders. Also, as it's backing up, you will notice that there seems to be quite a bit of play in the differentials, the pinion to crown play. So they're pretty worn out. Needs to be reset, shimmed, or whatever it takes. But that's the way the old girl is. She's a 1959. Did a lot of hard work. The beauty of this old FWD is it is a 4-wheel drive truck, and this grade that it's backing up on doesn't look like it's a serious grade, but it's built primarily of loose sand and a little bit of a frost in the ground, but not much, and it was slipping a little bit backing up there. It's a pretty serious grade. Well, there it is. We'll just start filling her up. This is all the wood that I have cut that need to be gathered. And I was originally going to leave this truck here. Well, I get the saw, there's like probably a dozen more small trees I got to cut up into firewood length. But I was originally going to leave this truck here, but this truck has air brakes, but it's not got no spring brakes. Usually a modern truck would have, to hold it here on the hill. So right now I just got it in reverse with the Mickey Mouse brake of the day, the arm you pull up and it just clamps a band around the flywheel around the drive shaft. And it's worn out and I don't really trust it, so I'm just going to go ahead and start this truck and just put it back down on the flat ground, so when I go to start it again, it's not going to be quite the darn disaster starting it. feel better having it parked down there at any time as opposed to leaving it up here, because the air's going to leak down and then it won't have no brakes at all, and so on and so forth. It'd be quite the disaster, I'm sure. That's what it is in my world anyway. It's the next day and we're going to go down and cut some more of that wood up. But before we do that, we need to put a little bit more cutting power into this saw. So we're just going to sharpen up our chain. I normally just give it 3 strokes a tooth, alternating. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but you can feel basically the first stroke takes off the burrs and everything. And the third one there is just for good measure. Once you reach around the chain, that you don't hear that initial really growly where it's taken off the first stroke, the burrs, of which we've reached that point here. You know you're gone around the blade. You can do the boring stuff like count the teeth and mark and doing all that kind of stuff, but that's just the way I go with it. When I hear that very first stroke is not as growly or raspy, I count her good, and we're going to go out and saw some wood. That's got to be the scariest staircase ever. Back down on our wood lot here today with the chain saw sharpened up. We'll spend a little bit of time here sawing up with the likes of these stragglers and get them thrown in a pile. If we get time before dark there, we'll throw them in that old FWD there and take them up to the yard. In there seems to run all right, except for the missing cylinder. That's another project. Got to remove the head off it, and I think it's a burnt valve, so it won't be a big project, but well, big enough, but I think that's what it's going to take to fix it. Well, we got the load of wood up to the yard and dumped it, and for some reason or another I've lost my audio on my recordings transferring into the editor, so I'm just going to like vocally cover what was going on. We just dumped a load of wood, and that was the end of the day. That's what it's like to work with old equipment. Nothing really works that well, or everything needs to be fixed, or so on and so forth. But that's my FWD 1959 hauling firewood. Got the job done. We'll catch up to you later.